When you think of Lowe's, you probably picture aisles of lumber, paint, and hardware. It's the second biggest home improvement retailer in America. But behind that familiar blue logo is an incredible story, a high-stakes technology investigation into ambition, chaos, and one of the most dramatic IT overhauls in modern retail.
So, let's get right to the core of it, because this was the fundamental challenge. Imagine, just for a second, trying to perform brain surgery on a patient while they're in the middle of running a marathon. That's exactly what Lowe's tried to do. This is the story of that surgery, and believe me, it almost went catastrophically wrong.
All right, so to really get why such a drastic operation was even on the table, we have to look at the brain they were starting with. And, well, to put it bluntly, it was a mess. It was held together by the digital equivalent of duct tape and, maybe some good intentions.
What's really fascinating here is what this all represents, a total lack of real-time awareness. Think about that term, nightly batch updates. That means for an entire business day, the company's central brain had no clue what was actually happening in its own stores. The website was basically a different company from the physical stores. It wasn't a unified retailer at all. It was just this collection of siloed, disconnected databases that barely ever spoke to each other.
And then came the wake-up call. Their biggest rival, Home Depot, had already gone through this. They'd rebuilt their entire tech stack, and it worked brilliantly. All of a sudden, Home Depot had this massive advantage. They knew what they owned, and they knew it in real time. Their website and their stores were perfectly in sync. And this contrast put a ton of pressure on Lowe's. The gap between them wasn't just closing, it was widening into a chasm.
So Lowe's decided to act, and act big. They launched this massive, multi-billion-dollar effort to modernize absolutely everything. The ambition was huge, the price tag was staggering, and as we're about to see, the timeline was a complete recipe for disaster.
This was pretty much the mantra coming from leadership. They were looking at Home Depot's success, and the directive was simple. We need that, and we need it now. But that sense of urgency, that demand for immediate results, it completely skipped the most critical step. Planning. You just can't rip out a company's technological core and hope for the best. It doesn't work that way. And this perfectly illustrates the result of that rush. See, instead of replacing the old systems, the new ones were just bolted right on top. So at one point, Lowe's was running two of everything in parallel. Two different prices for the exact same item, two different inventory counts for the same product. It was pure, unadulterated chaos. The systems didn't just disagree with each other, they were actively contradicting each other. The source material actually calls it digital schizophrenia. And honestly, that's the perfect description.
And here's the crucial point. This wasn't just some back-end server issue. It crippled the front lines. The store associates, the people actually helping customers, were given these new mobile tools that were connected to this broken brain. The apps crashed constantly, the data was wrong, and simple tasks took forever. It got so bad that employees were literally begging to go back to the old, slow, but at least predictable systems. The company was losing the trust of its own people.
So the project was failing, morale was collapsing, and the company was in a full-blown technological crisis. The story really could have ended right there. But in 2018, a turning point arrived in the form of a new CEO, Marvin Ellison, who ironically had just come from Home Depot.
Ellison took one look at the situation and made a pretty radical call. He realized that Lowe's didn't need more flashy new features. It needed a stable foundation. So he halted dozens of projects. The new philosophy was simple but profound. Build the core architecture correctly first. Make sure the data is reliable, and only then do you build on top of it. No more shortcuts.
And so, the second attempt began. But this time, it wasn't a chaotic rush to the finish line. It was a slow, methodical, and architecturally grounded rebuild of the company's digital foundation, piece by painstaking piece.
The new blueprint was basically a masterclass in modern tech practices. They moved to Google Cloud to leverage its power in analytics. They adopted event streams like Kafka to make sure data was processed in real time, not in those dreaded nightly batches. Giant monolithic apps were broken down into flexible microservices. And they used the right database for the right job, distributed SQL for transactions and NoSQL for things like their product catalogs.
But the absolute centerpiece of this entire rebuild, the one thing that had to be fixed, was that single biggest problem, inventory. They built a brand new, real-time inventory engine from the ground up. Now, every single event, a sale at a register, a delivery truck showing up, a scan in the aisle, was processed the very instant it happened.
And the payoff for all that hard work? It was enormous. With true real-time data, they could finally have accurate stock counts across the entire company. This meant things like curbside pickup, which had been a total nightmare, suddenly became reliable. They could actually predict when to reorder products effectively, and most importantly, they could stop disappointing customers who tried to buy something the website said was in stock, but wasn't. For the first time in years, Lowe's truly knew what it owned.
So, what's the ultimate lesson from this incredibly painful, incredibly expensive journey? Well, it's all about understanding what a database truly represents in a modern business.
When you think about it this way, it all just clicks. The aisles, that's the interface, where customers interact with the business. The associates, they're the human layer, the connection. The supply chain, that's the execution layer, how things get done. But the database is the central nervous system. It's the brain that coordinates absolutely everything. Lowe's tried to operate with a broken brain, and the entire body just faltered.
And that, right there, brings us to the final thought. The Lowe's story is this massive cautionary tale. It's a multi-billion-dollar lesson in the importance of a solid digital foundation. And it forces every organization to ask a really critical question. If your database is your company's brain, how healthy, how stable, and how coherent is it, really?